In the year 2150, humanity took its first daring steps beyond the confines of the solar system, armed with the hope of discovering life beyond Earth and the technology to make it possible. As the starship Pioneer emerged from the warp bubble at the edge of the Orion Arm, the crew expected many things: empty voids, perhaps habitable planets, or even the chance to study distant stars up close. What they didn't expect was to run headlong into an alien mining operation on a desolate asteroid, crewed by creatures straight out of a science fiction novel. The Thrall, towering insectoids with chitinous armor and multifaceted eyes, halted their drills and swarmed defensively as Pioneer made its unintended descent. Human and Thrall alike held their breath, each side expecting a confrontation. The first interstellar meeting between humanity and an alien species could have erupted in violence, but Captain Elena Zhao of the Pioneer had other plans. Broadcasting on all frequencies, she offered a greeting and a proposal: technology in exchange for resources. The Thrall, intrigued by the audacity of these newcomers, responded not with aggression, but with cautious interest. Communication was slow at first, hindered by the vast differences in language and biology, but determination on both sides led to the development of a rudimentary translation system. As understanding grew, so did respect. The Thrall were miners, unrivaled in their efficiency to extract rare ores from the most inhospitable environments, but their technology was limited, especially in space travel and energy production. Humans, on the brink of a new era of technological advancement, offered what the Thrall needed most. In exchange, the Thrall would provide humanity with access to resources that were scarce within the solar system, along with their expertise in mining them. The deal struck on that asteroid was more than a simple exchange of goods. It was the foundation of an interstellar partnership. News of the agreement spread quickly upon Pioneer's return, sparking a wave of excitement and optimism back on Earth. The potential for further alliances, technologies, and a place within the galactic community filled the hearts and minds of humanity. But not everyone saw this new alliance with hopeful eyes. On distant worlds and in the dark recesses of space, other eyes watched, some with curiosity, others with envy or fear. Humanity had announced its presence in the galaxy, not with a show of force, but with an outstretched hand. The galaxy was vast, and the Thrall were but one of countless species navigating the stars. The stage was set for humanity's journey into the unknown, where every star held the promise of new allies, new challenges, and a new chapter in the story of humankind. The news of humanity's successful interaction with the Thrall, and the subsequent technological and resource exchange, reverberated through the known galaxy, carried along trade routes and communication channels that spanned star systems. The Galactic Network, a loosely organized web of information frequented by traders, explorers, and diplomats, buzzed with speculation and intrigue about these new players from an uncharted corner of space. It wasn't long before the ripples of humanity's emergence caught the attention of the Atraxians, beings renowned for their swiftness in both thought and movement, whose sleek vessels had traversed the arm of the galaxy where no one else dared to go. The Atraxians had long prided themselves on their unmatched speed, both in physical space and in the realm of interstellar diplomacy. They saw in humanity's boldness a potential rival, but also a potential ally with untapped capabilities. A delegation was swiftly dispatched to Earth, arriving with a mix of caution and curiosity to meet these newcomers face to face. Humanity, still reveling in the success of their first interstellar partnership, welcomed the Atraxians with open arms and the same spirit of cooperation they had shown the Thrall. The meetings were held in the United Nations' newly established Interstellar Affairs Assembly, a grand forum designed to facilitate diplomacy with extraterrestrial civilizations. The Atraxians were sleek and graceful, their movements a blur to the human eye, their speech a rapid-fire melody that required advanced translation software to decipher. They spoke of the galaxy as a place of endless movement, of the flow of trade and information that bound countless worlds together. Yet, for all their advancements, they had never managed to establish a stable trade network that spanned more than a handful of systems. The galaxy was too vast, too filled with hazards and competing interests. Humans proposed an ambitious project, a galaxy-wide trade network underpinned by human technology and Atraxian speed. It was a daring proposition, requiring not just technological innovation but a level of cooperation and trust that few species had ever achieved. The Atraxians, intrigued by the challenge and the potential benefits of such an endeavor, agreed to lend their support. The collaboration between humans and Atraxians marked the beginning of a new era in galactic commerce. Together, they mapped trade routes that wound through nebulae and around black holes, established way stations on distant moons, and brokered deals with other species that brought them into the network. The galaxy began to shrink, metaphorically, as trade and communication flourished between worlds that had previously known nothing of each other. As the network grew, so too did humanity's reputation. They were seen as bridge builders, a species that sought not just to explore the galaxy, but to bind it together in mutual prosperity. Their alliance with the Atraxians stood as a testament to what could be achieved through cooperation, and many species began to look towards Earth with newfound respect and interest. But with admiration came envy and suspicion. Not all were pleased with the rapid rise of humanity and their alien allies. On the fringes of the galaxy, in the shadowy corridors of power where the Zenari Empire held sway, plans began to form. The Zenari, a warrior race that had long imposed their will on lesser systems, saw the burgeoning trade network as a threat to their dominion. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test the resolve of humanity and its allies and determine the future of galactic civilization. The burgeoning alliance and the thriving trade network established by humanity and the Atraxians drew eyes from every corner of the galaxy. Among these observers were the Zenari, a species whose empire was built upon conquest and subjugation. To them, the idea of a galaxy united in trade and mutual prosperity was not just a threat to their power, but an affront to their way of life. Determined to halt the expansion of this alliance before it could further undermine their authority, the Zenari launched a surprise attack on the heart of human space, the Sol system. The initial assault was devastating. Zenari warships, armed with superior firepower and cloaked in the darkness of space, appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Earth's outer defenses were overwhelmed in moments, and panic spread as news of the attack reached the planet's surface. But the Zenari had underestimated humanity and their allies. The distress signals from Sol's perimeter defenses had not gone unanswered, and aid was already en route. The Atraxians, utilizing their unmatched speed, were the first to respond. Their sleek ships danced through the Zenari blockade, striking at key points and sowing chaos in their wake. Following closely behind were the Thrall, their sturdy ships plowing through enemy lines with sheer brute force, their mining lasers repurposed as weapons of war. As the battle raged in space, humanity mobilized on the ground. Civilians took shelter while soldiers and volunteers prepared defenses against possible ground assaults. Every satellite, every drone, every piece of technology that could be turned to the defense of Earth was activated and turned against the Zenari. The siege of Sol was not just a military engagement, it was a test of resolve. The Zenari, confident in their military superiority, found themselves caught in a drawn-out conflict that they had not anticipated. Human strategies, unconventional and unpredictable, combined with the swift strikes of the Atraxians and the unyielding resilience of the Thrall, turned what was meant to be a swift conquest into a quagmire. As the siege continued, more species within the trade network, seeing the threat the Zenari posed to the galaxy's newfound unity, joined the fray. What had started as an assault on humanity became a galactic standoff, with the Sol system as its focal point. The turning point came when a daring counteroffensive, spearheaded by human forces and supported by their allies, managed to breach the command ship of the Zenari fleet. The battle that ensued was fierce, but the outcome was decisive. With their command structure in disarray and their fleet surrounded, the Zenari were forced to retreat. The siege of Sol ended not just with a victory for humanity and their allies, but as a demonstration of the strength that could be found in unity. The Zenari, once seen as the scourge of the galaxy, had been repelled by a coalition of species united by a common cause. In the aftermath of the siege, humanity's place in the galaxy was no longer that of a newcomer, but of a leader. The bravery and resilience shown by the people of Earth, and the solidarity of their allies, had earned them respect and admiration across the stars. The battle had been a crucible, out of which emerged a new vision for the galaxy, one based on cooperation, mutual respect, and shared prosperity. The stage was set for an unprecedented era of galactic unity, spearheaded by those who had once looked to the stars and dreamed of what lay beyond. In the wake of the Siege of Sol, the unity and resilience demonstrated by humanity and its allies did not go unnoticed. The victory over the Zenari had not only safeguarded the Sol system, but had also served as a beacon of hope for countless other civilizations across the galaxy. It was a clear testament to the power of cooperation over confrontation, of unity over division. Seizing upon this momentum, humanity proposed the next ambitious step in their journey through the stars, the creation of a Galactic Assembly, a unified coalition of species dedicated to peace, mutual prosperity, and the collective defense of the galaxy. The proposal was bold, and its implications far-reaching. It required not just a willingness to cooperate, but a commitment to standing together against any who would seek to dominate or destroy. The Galactic Assembly would serve as a forum where disputes could be resolved through dialogue rather than conflict, where resources and knowledge could be shared for the benefit of all, and where a collective defense pact would ensure that no member species would ever stand alone against a threat like the Zenari again. The initial response was mixed. Many species, inspired by the stand humanity and its allies had taken, were eager to join, seeing the assembly as the first step towards a truly unified galaxy. Others were skeptical, wary of ceding any sovereignty to a larger body, or doubtful that such a diverse collection of civilizations could ever truly work together. Human diplomats, along with their Atraxian and Thrall counterparts, embarked on a tireless campaign of diplomacy. They traveled from system to system, meeting with leaders, addressing concerns, and painting a vision of a galaxy where species could retain their independence and cultures while benefiting from a collective that was greater than the sum of its parts. As the idea of the Galactic Assembly took root, a groundswell of support began to emerge. Species that had long been isolated by choice or circumstance saw an opportunity for connection. Civilizations on the brink of collapse under external pressures or internal strife found new hope in the promise of mutual aid. Even some of the more traditionally isolationist or militaristic species began to see the advantages of participation, if only to ensure their interests were represented. The founding of the Galactic Assembly was marked by a ceremony that drew delegates from across the galaxy to Earth, chosen for its central role in the formation of the Assembly. The event was unprecedented, a gathering of diversity that spanned every imaginable difference in biology, culture, and philosophy. Yet, beneath these differences was a shared commitment to a common future. The Assembly's early days were not without challenges. Disputes arose as they inevitably do, and the mechanisms for resolution were tested. The balance between sovereignty and collective agreement was a constant negotiation, but the foundation of mutual respect and shared purpose, laid down by those who had stood together in the defense of the Sol system, proved strong enough to withstand these tensions. Humanity's role in the Galactic Assembly was not that of rulers, but of equal partners. They had been the catalyst for its creation, but its success depended on every member. The Assembly's emblem, a circle of stars encompassing a representation of the galaxy, symbolized its ideals: unity without uniformity, diversity without division, and strength through solidarity. As the Assembly grew in authority and effectiveness, it became a beacon of stability and cooperation that attracted even more civilizations to join. The galaxy, once a tapestry of isolated threads, began to weave itself into a more cohesive whole. The dream of a united galaxy, once thought impossible, was slowly becoming a reality, guided by the principles and perseverance of those who believed in a better future for all. With the foundation of the Galactic Assembly and a newfound era of peace and cooperation dawning across the cosmos, humanity and its allies turned their gaze towards the next frontier, the Outer Veil, a vast and largely uncharted region at the edge of the galaxy. This expanse of space, filled with unknown phenomena and potentially undiscovered civilizations, represented the next chapter in humanity's odyssey among the stars. An ambitious expedition was organized, combining the most advanced technologies from across the Assembly's member species. The flagship of this venture, the Harmony Asterisk, was a symbol of the galaxy's united purpose, equipped with experimental propulsion systems and communication technologies designed to bridge the vast distances of the Outer Veil. Its crew was as diverse as the Assembly itself, with representatives from dozens of civilizations, each bringing their own unique skills and perspectives to the mission. The Harmony Asterisk set out not as conquerors or colonizers, but as explorers and ambassadors. Their mission was twofold: to map the unexplored regions of the galaxy and to make contact with any civilizations they might encounter, extending the hand of friendship and the offer of membership in the Galactic Assembly. The challenges they faced were beyond anything previously encountered. The outer veil was home to phenomena that defied current scientific understanding, from stars that sang to each other across the void to nebulae that hid entire ecosystems within their clouds. The crew of the Harmony navigated these wonders with a sense of awe and a dedication to discovery, documenting their findings and sharing them with the Assembly, sparking a renaissance of scientific inquiry and technological innovation across the galaxy. But it was their encounters with new civilizations that truly fulfilled the mission's purpose. Some of these species were just beginning their journey to the stars, while others were ancient, possessing knowledge and wisdom that spanned millennia. Each meeting was a delicate dance of diplomacy, as the crew of the Harmony sought to overcome barriers of language, culture, and sometimes suspicion, to forge connections based on mutual respect and the shared values of the Assembly. Not all of these encounters were peaceful. On the fringes of the outer veil, the expedition came across species that viewed the galaxy through the lens of fear and aggression, having known only conflict and isolation. In these instances, the Harmony and its mission of peace were put to the test, relying on the combined strength and diplomacy of the Assembly to avert crisis and, where possible, transform enmity into alliance. The journey of the Harmony became a beacon for the galaxy, a symbol of what could be achieved when diverse species work together towards a common goal. The knowledge gained and the alliances forged during this expedition reshaped the Galactic Assembly, expanding its reach and influence, and integrating the wonders and challenges of the outer veil into the galactic community. As the Harmony returned to Earth, its mission completed, the galaxy stood at the threshold of a new era. The challenges of exploring the outer veil had brought the member species of the Assembly closer together, proving that unity was not just a principle to be upheld in times of conflict, but a guiding light for exploration and discovery. The cosmos was vast and filled with unknowns, but humanity and its allies faced it as they had faced everything since their first steps into the stars. Together, with eyes wide open and hearts united in purpose. The galaxy watched in awe, not just at what had been accomplished, but at the promise of what was yet to come.